Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you for a few minutes. I'm kind of checking out Wyatt. I'm
It's selfish for me to sit here and believe that y'all would say that reparations is just supposed to be some form of payoff, and then you step off.
Oh, you
You
talking
don't
about
owe
reparations?
anybody anything. You don't owe your community anything if you get reparations. How you know your reparation? How you know your community didn't keep you where you are today?
Okay.
Your community might have a big. My community has a big.
I just turned on. I haven't had an opportunity to watch his show at all today. So I'm listening Wyatt's talking about reparations. Um Interesting. Interesting. Uh 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board if you want to talk about something. I'm calling it open today. I normally, it's always open. But I'm calling it open today. What are we doing here? Come on. Stop acting up. Thank you. Sorry, my computer over here acting up. Tempted to just go ahead and refresh it. See what happens. We'll see what happens. See, good afternoon, Maria. Maria from North College Hill. So we got North College Hill in the house. Good afternoon, Maria. Good afternoon, Terry from downtown. Downtown is in the house. All right. Good afternoon, Terry. Good afternoon, Erica. Redding checking in. Redding in the house. Good afternoon, Erica. We got Anthony in the house. Can't beat that. Anthony in the house. Diane. Diane, good afternoon. Covington. Covington checking us out. We got Regina. Regina, good afternoon. Beachmont checking us out. Beachmont checking us out. All right. Can't beat that. I used to kick it a little bit in Beachmont. Just a little bit. Uh Diane. Diane in the house. Diane got the notification today. Or should I say Dwayne? Why did Lincoln call you Dwayne today? I don't know. Well, we got Diane in the house. Good afternoon, Diane. Hope all is going well with you. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Candy D. I haven't seen Candy D's name up there in a while. I don't feel like I've seen it or that I've said it. So welcome back, Candy D. You might have been up there the whole time and didn't say hi, or I've been reading it the whole time and just be distracted when I'm reading it. But I haven't seen Candy D from Colerain Township in the house. And I'm excited to see you, Candy D. Good afternoon. We got Brent. Brent checking us out from Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent. Good afternoon. We got Brini. Sabrina checking us out from North College Hill. That's two from North College Hill in the house. All right. I keep telling y'all, have a watch party. Have a watch party. Nobody having no watch party at no daggone 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we can't even know for sure you gonna be here. I get it. I get it, but y'all ain't gotta be that harsh. Y'all don't have to say it that harsh. Um, we got Myosha in the house. She wanna know where the little baby is. Little baby upstairs. Little baby didn't want to come down here. She actually said, I have my iPad, so I don't need to come down there with you because I really only come down there with you so that I can use your phone. But since I have an iPad, I don't need to be down there with you. I said, what? What the hell kind of stuff is that? So I kissed her and she started trying to wipe it off. So then I took her hands and I kissed the palms of her hands and I kissed her all over the face. And every time she would wipe it, I would say, you ain't doing nothing but wiping what's on your hands into your face. You can't wipe it off. You can't wipe it off. So she started trying to use her arms. So then, of course, I had to take her arms and kiss her arms all up. And every time she would wipe, I'd be like, there's nothing you can do now. It's just on you. But she's upstairs. She's upstairs. That's the short answer. Um, Andrea. Oh, I didn't checking in from Avondale. So we got North Avondale in the house. Don't try to leave that north part off. I know you're in the rich part of Avondale. We got Andrea. Andrea, good afternoon, Andrea. Downtown, couple from downtown in the house. Kim, good afternoon from Bond Hill. We got Bond Hill in the house. Kenneth, great day, powerful people, and great day to you as well. Got Dwayne Larkin, Dwayne in the house. He says, good afternoon, everyone. We got D said, what's up, though? Madisonville, courtesy of Westwood. We count them both. Madisonville and Westwood in the house. We got Brenda. Good afternoon, Brenda. Good afternoon. Baby. And we didn't dance yesterday. She refused to dance. Excuse me. She refused to dance yesterday. So we didn't dance yesterday. So I get her today. I kind of got busy. And then we start playing Jenga, and I smashed her in Jenga. She's not good at it. She's only 5. She's not gonna be good at it. So I smashed her in Jenga, and yeah, we just had fun. And I forgot to make her dance with me. Pamela. Pamela says, good afternoon. Checking in from North Avondale. 2 of them from North Avondale. Just call me North Avondale like you did yesterday. Kenneth said he checking in from the west side. Dwayne said Mount Airy, so Mount Airy's in the house. Anthony says the more assets, I'm assuming he means they start to acquire, the less they need you and show. Yes. Her mama brought over her iPad today because she lost her phone. Nicole from Dayton. Oh, Dayton in the house. Are you in Dayton or just from Dayton? That matters. Wasn't Dwayne Larkin a baseball player? You might be thinking about Barry Larkin. Or was his Larkins? I don't know if there was an S on the end or not. But maybe Dwayne's a baseball player. I don't know. Edward says, good afternoon from Mount Healthy. All right, Mount Healthy checking in. Can anyone tell me what Omar did to get banned from the Liquor Wear show? They just don't really get along. Something happened between the time he sold him that first amp and not too long ago. They don't, for whatever reason, they don't get along. I don't know what happened. He never really told me in detail. Just they don't get along. Lady K want to know what's in my throat. I ain't been drinking a lot of water today, which is why I brought my big thing of water. You can't even really see it with the green screen, but I got a big thing of water. Big thing of water. So just nasty stuff. I'm a bully. Let the little baby win. No. You are not supposed to let kids win. You're supposed to make them work to win. You're supposed to dominate kids. You dominate them. And you make them work to win. You still make it fun. You might make them think they got a chance to win, but win, lose, or draw, we laugh the whole time. We have a ball, but I always dominate her in everything. And one of these days, because she works to get better, like when we finished doing our Jenga, and I had dominated her, and she had tried it again, and I dominated. Then she was like, grandfather, can I play it by myself? And I was like, sure. And she took her little time to stack up all of the things. And she was trying to figure out how to pull out the blocks and all that kind of stuff. She was working on getting better. If I let her win, she's not going to work to get better. She think, she's arrived. So yeah, no, don't handicap kids by letting them win. You got to dominate kids, but make it fun. Make them want to win. Yeah, come on, man. You should know this. Kenneth, you should know this. I'm gonna do a seminar about raising kids too. So I got a few seminars I got to do. I got a seminar that I need to do about people understanding logic and reason, just how to be logical and reason. I got a seminar. I got to teach women how to be good women for men, and I got to teach men how to be good men for women. Those are separate seminars. I got a couples seminar that I have to do to teach couples to be good couples with one another so that they can stay together. And now I got to do a seminar about dominating kids, raising kids. You got to dominate them. Don't let no baby win. No, no. Um, let's see. Nicole says she is in Dayton. All right, so we got Dayton checking in. You can't beat that. We got Pat checking in from Westwood. So Westwood in the house. Good afternoon, Pat. We got Brenda checking in from Fairfield. So Fairfield in the house. All right. Look, we're going to have a whole city before it's all said and done. LaDonna says, hey. So, hey. Got Tria in the house. Tria. Columbia Township checking us out. We got Columbia Township. Myosha says, I always let my niece daughter win at Uno. You're handicapping her. You're handicapping her. Make it fun. Dominate her. And, make her feel like if she just work at it, she can win. But you don't let kids win. It's like giving out participation trophies. And ain't we, I'm not against giving out a participation trophy. I'm against giving out a participation trophy, acting like it's a winner's trophy. But I'm not against recognizing people's effort. But yeah, stop letting her win. You dominate her. You dominate her. And like you said, Preston says on here, kids need to be taught. You can teach while you're dominating them. You can teach them while you're dominating them. But you don't let them win. You just don't do it. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Carolyn says good afternoon. Kingdom says she's a baby ninja. I'm not sure what that means. White Oak in the house. All right, we got White Oak in the house. Mary. Good afternoon, Mary. That daggone Jenga is nerve-wracking. Hey, she saw him. She wanted to play. So we played. We had fun. We laughed. She did pretty good, actually. She did pretty good. For it to be her first time ever playing, she says she never played before. So for it to be her first time ever playing, she did pretty good. I tell you what happened. We had the thing stacked up. And, just the simplicity of, you tap the ones and then you see which one is loose and then you push it through and you get it. But of course, you tap it kind of the ones going straight through. She kind of couldn't figure that out. So she was tapping the ones going long ways, trying to see if they would move. And in doing that, she kept knocking the thing over. And so I had to tell her, like, no, that's not the way that you check to see if it's loose. When you do it this way, you pushing the whole thing over. So you got to do it. See these ones where you see 3, hit, just barely tap on the side and see how that one moved. And that one, you just go ahead and push that through and you take that out. And she was like, oh, okay. So yeah, she's learning. But she wouldn't have been motivated to learn if I wouldn't have dominated her. And I imagine when I get off here, because the Jenga is still stacked up upstairs, if she's not hardcore into the iPad, her mama don't normally let her bring the iPad over. So if she's not hardcore into the iPad, I imagine we'll be playing Jenga. And she'll be trying to tap to see which ones are loose. So, yeah. No, but you got to beat them. You got to beat them. Not beat them, but you got to beat them in the different competitions. Nicole says, I agree, Manuel. Yeah. And look, don't make them feel bad. Don't make them feel bad. Again, you make it fun. They're losing, but they're having fun. So you're not breaking their spirit. You're just making them want to get better. Anthony says, right, kick them when they down, right, E? I never said that. I never said kick anybody when they down. Nikki in the house. Good afternoon. Kenneth says, horrible pawpaw. I don't know who that is. I'm grandfather and I'm teaching and she learning. Let's see. Daniel-san versus Mr. Miyagi. Well, the men's seminar needs to be at least a week more. No. I recognize a lot of issues on both sides. My Osha says, I don't think there would be any women coming to your How to Be a Good Woman seminar. I think there will. They might not like what I have to say. But it'll be real and it'll be good advice. And if they take it home, because I'm not doing a how to get a man. I'm not doing a how to get a man. I don't know how to get a man. I ain't never tried to get no man. But I can do how women should treat their men. Because I've had women. I've been treated well and I've been mistreated. I've watched women and I talk to men. I'm telling you, I got some real good insight. The seminar will be packed when it happens. So you about to teach people how to punch a kid in the throat. Hey, in the seminar, we will demonstrate some throat punching methods. But you will see that, punching kids in the throat can be fun for both people. It can be fun for both parties. Look, y'all know kids just like to have fun. I remember when I was little, and there would be, either big cousins or, whatever, uncles or whatever, kind of chase the male cousins around. And if they caught you, like, they would hit you hard. They wasn't trying to tickle you or nothing like that. If they caught you, they would hit you hard. And we were, as kids, this sounds crazy to people, I know, but it's the truth. And as kids, we were excited to run and try to not get caught. And if you got caught and you got, punched and socked and, like, it would be hard and you'd be, trying to make sure you didn't cry because he was socking us so hard. And, we would all have to jump him to get whoever he caught free. And then maybe he would snatch one of the ones that had to jump him to get whoever free. It wasn't fun if there wasn't some danger involved. That wasn't real danger. He wasn't hurting us. But there was a certain amount of fun involved in the danger. Oh, I don't want to get caught. Oh, Oh, he got him. Go. Let's help. Let's get him free. Get away. Oh, he got you by the shirt. Get it. Now, everybody free. Run. It wouldn't have been fun if it would have been, oh, if he catch you, he's going to give you a flower. No, nobody want that. And then sometimes I think people don't understand stuff like that. Like, we get grown and, when I do this, y'all can't really see it from there. I do this. You know what that means? Bring your throat over here. I used to do it to my kids too. I just stick my hand out like this. And the kids come over with their neck up and put their neck right there. And then you start choking them. Not hard enough to hurt them. But, kind of shake their head and they get to laughing and trying to get away. They like stuff like that. Same with the punch in the throat. Come here. Lift your neck up. Why am I lifting my neck up? You know why? Lift your neck up. No, I don't want to lift my neck up. Lift it up. And then lift it up. And then you punch him real quick in the throat. And they grab it and go to running away. And then you chase them. Now, come here, I'm not finished. And they run. And it's just, yeah. I can't describe it as fun as it is. Oh, no, these will not be seminars through the church. These will not be seminars through the church. D says, kids never beat me. Grandkids always win. You are handicapping the grandkids. Just like the kids didn't beat you, the grandkids shouldn't beat you. What is wrong with y'all? How am I teaching y'all this stuff? How am I teaching y'all this stuff? That is not some little man anything. It is not. It's good teaching for the kids. It's good teaching for the kids. Let's see. It depends on their age. When they're really young, let them win until they learn the game. After that, no, you teach them the game as you dominate them. Why are y'all trying to handicap these kids? Jeannie says you never played Jenga. Jenga. It's fun. All this stuff I'm teaching y'all was fun. Will Big Bird be there? No. We might use Big Bird as an example or two. Okay, Kevin Samuels gave out some good advice. He gave out some good advice. Entertainment for all. I hope you're talking about the older brothers or the uncles chasing, in particular, the boys around and roughing them up. That was fun. That was good fun. If ain't getting my windpipe crushed, it ain't no fun. Maya say her uncle was too busy drinking to chase kids. I'm just saying. Preston, he understand. Yeah, you definitely didn't want to get caught. Damn, then was the good old days. Yes, they were. Why is it so important for you to beat a child at a game? It's important because it's not about me. I know I can dominate a 5-year-old. It's about the 5-year-old learning things ain't gonna be easy. Like, this is a simple lesson to teach at a simple age where they don't even really understand that they learning a lesson. They just having fun. And of course, the lesson is it's not gonna be easy. Whatever it is, it's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna have to work at it and get better. And nothing is gonna be handed to me. Even when it's fun and games, I'm gonna have to work at it. And nothing's gonna be handed to me. It's the lesson is for the kid. It's for the kid. I don't understand how y'all don't understand that. Look, Emanuel love the kids. And I want to see the kids. Like I say, she played about 3 or 4 games of Jenga by herself, figuring stuff out. And I know the whole time she was thinking, the next time I play grandfather, I'm going to win. And every time the little thing would tumble over and she would stack them up, and it would tumble over, she would look at me and I would be like, see, here's what happened. And I would explain to her what happened. And did you know, see, you bumped the table. You gotta be careful to not bump the table when you reaching in and all that kind of stuff. And she looked and she noticed that the way her leg was sitting, and so she straightened that out. So the next time she didn't bump the table. It's all about teaching the kids. And it's not about teaching, the intricacies of Jenga. It's about teaching them, problem solving skills, you know, thinking things through, figuring out how to do things, setting a goal and meeting that goal, being careful and paying attention to yourself and your surroundings in relation to everything. It's all of that comes into play. Yes, with a simple game like Jenga. Yes. I hope little baby never tells a school official my grandfather punches me in the throat. She did tell her teacher that I choke her. And they asked me about it. They did. They did. They asked me about it. And she was like, when she told us she was smiling about it, that seemed really weird to us. So we weren't like really alarmed, but because she mentioned it, and I explained to him what I do, and then when she came out, I did it. And she laughed. She see he choking me. See he choking me. And everybody just, was having a good time. And they were like, okay. So yeah, she told him. But she was smiling while she told them. Because while she act like she don't like it, because that's what you gotta do. She she was thinking about how much fun it is. Nikki says, let them experience being a 5-year-old. That is part of the experience of being a 5-year-old is learning. These are prime learning years. All of y'all, let kids be kids. This is the most important part of being a kid. This is the most important part of being a 5-year-old is learning. Not just learning 2+2 and, learning words and how to spell, but learning how to think and how to problem solve and how to be aware, learning how to learn. That's a part of being a 5-year-old. That is the experience of being a 5-year-old. And if you're looking at your 5-year-old, like I try to take almost everything as an opportunity to teach her something. Same with my kids. Every opportunity was a chance to teach something. Because they don't even know that they learning. They 5. They just having fun. And it's one of those things where, she'll probably never look back and be like, oh boy, I learned so much from Jenga. But she will have learned so much from Jenga. And she would never be able to put it into words, but she will know that it happened. Oh, don't worry about it. You ain't got to learn no lesson. Just enjoy it. Everything is a lesson. These are prime learning years. Let her win one game. No. She'll be able to win a game eventually on her own. On her own, she'll be able to win. And when she does learn, I will never hear the end of it. Now, of course, I'll claim she cheated. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. You cheated. You cheated. And then she'll have to argue that she did not cheat. And I will make her prove that she did not cheat. And guess what? There's a lesson in that too. The lesson in that is, well, there's a few lessons in that. Lesson in that one is sometimes grandfather be lying. So yeah, that is learning to tell when somebody might not be telling the truth, even though they sound convincing. There's also the lesson in learning how to state your case, learning how to be confident in what you know. If you know something, you know it. You don't let anybody grown or your age who seems smarter or talk faster, you don't let people convince you that the stuff that you know, you don't know. So yeah, when I tell her she cheating at something, I'm sure there is something that she beats me at because I've told her she was cheating before. I've told her she was cheating before. And she's getting really good at making her case that she didn't cheat. There's a lesson in everything. In everything. So yeah, when she wins, she will know she what nobody. So she'll know I didn't let her win, and then she'll know how to make the case that she won on her own, and I won't be able to convince her that she didn't. There's a lesson in everything. I'm not. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling y'all. This is good stuff. We got Carlton checking us out from Finneytown. All right, Carlton. Uh, I'm not sure what she's talking about. What Jeannie's talking about. Learning not getting the beat down from who is this Pawpaw that you talking about? Jack says, "What's up, everyone? Hey, what's up, Jack?" Dwayne says, "Hello, a little baby don't learn how to walk if you don't let them fall down sometimes." That's right. That's right. Uh, span the camera. I don't know what that means, so we can see the unfinished Hot Wheels racetrack. I don't know. What do you mean span? How does one span a camera? Daryl. Daryl says, "What's up, E-Man and the crew? Are you gonna watch the Carly Russell press conference at 3:30?" I hadn't planned on it. I hadn't planned on it. Janice says there is more than one way to teach. That's true. My way is the best, but there are more than one way. Then you're gonna blame her for cheating. Absolutely. Absolutely. Little baby gonna be the attorney in the family. She might. She is really good at arguing her case. She's really good at arguing her case. And she's good at uh once she feel like she'd have made her point and she's countered all of my points of why she cheated, she's good at saying, "Grandfather, you don't know what you're talking about," and turn and walk away. She don't get all caught up in it. She used to get all caught up in it and, don't want to, get out. But now she just be like, "Grandfather, you don't know what you're talking about." Or she'll look at Mrs. Livingston and say, "Grandfather don't know what he talking about." And she'll walk away. And I'll still be sitting there arguing with her and she just be ignoring me doing other stuff. And I'll be like, good. Because I'm also teaching her to control her emotions, to not let people pick at her from a. There's so many lessons involved that she doesn't even know. Uh, when I was finally good enough to beat my brother at Space Invaders, he swore I cheated and never played against me again. That's right. That's right. You cheated. Did you ever beat your father in Jenga? I never played my father in Jenga. I'm not even sure that the game really existed to that extent back then. Plus, and my father didn't interact in that way. We didn't interact in that way. Eventually, Emmanuel would knock down the blocks and little baby would say, "You bumped your leg against the table." I could see that happening. I could see that happening. And yes, she is definitely good at that. She said what she said and she's done with it. And she moves on. And you can say whatever you want to say. You're not moving her because she know. She's good at that. Yeah. I like to take credit for that. I like to take credit for that. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. If anybody was interested in watching the press conference, I want to see if she's telling the truth. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Excuse me. See if I can pull up the press conference. It's a lot of stuff to type. And no, I can't just click on the link. Is that a Q? See if I can pull it up.
Roofers are furious about this new product that's going.
Of course, got a commercial about roofers.
And right now,
and they just gonna stop the little countdown timer. That's wrong. I think they're playing the call. Hold on, let's go to it. Come on, what you doing? Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. All right, y'all, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. See if I can figure this out. This is like the police are giving an update on this whole situation here, and for whatever reason, it is not pulling up here. And I can't even play it for y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to get this so that we can watch this together, but there's something going on with this computer here. But right now they are playing. Hold on, let me do this. Go back here. We don't copy that. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. I'm not trying to go to no calendar. This is I work on Macs, and this is like a PC that I'm trying to get to pull this up for y'all.
She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carly's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing. The Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child. walking down the interstate. Data from Carly's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carly's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carly. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carly Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carly, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carly walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road.
Oh, come on. Well, I was trying to get the press conference on there for y'all, but something's going on with my little Chromecast here.
And called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again, and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carly had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carly and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carly's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, you have to pay.
I'm working on it. There's something going on with this is on me. This is 100% on me. Something's going on over here. I'm trying to pull this up and it will not allow me. All right, let me take me off of here. Oh my goodness. Stop it.
In 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products. It's Amazon's. Who could have possibly foreseen something going wrong when we typed this up? Well, the lawyers. That's who. But will all of this legal paperwork save OceanGate, the company, from?
Okay, I don't know what happened.
And will the estate?
I don't know what happened. I was trying to get everything working good, but it's not working. Hold on, let me see if I could. I don't know what is going on. It is very much sounding like she gonna be charged with something. They keep saying she claimed, and that does not sound like, hey, we believe her story. All right, see if we can get that back up. I'm gonna try to see if I can.
I just want to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
All right, no. All right, I think I'm gonna have to reboot this.
Not to my knowledge.
This little Chromecast. But it doesn't look like they've come to a full conclusion about anything. It doesn't look like they've come to a full conclusion about anything. So, I don't know. I told y'all the other day, to me, it doesn't pass the smell test. I don't know why she would do whatever it is that I believe she probably did. Why she would tell the story that she told if it's not true. And again, that's if it's not true. And yeah, if I seem a little distracted, it's probably because I am over here still trying to see if I can pull this up. Yes. Share the entire screen. Oh, this is irritating. Okay, I'll share my screen. Why is it still showing that? Y'all don't understand how frustrated I am. We're just gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut it down. But yeah, I that whole story did not pass the smell test. And I'm concerned that she wasn't telling the truth. And I also have concerns that, what that reporter was saying, or the question that the reporter was asking. I don't know if y'all could hear it, but the reporter was asking if, the concern for a lot of people is that the next time that it's a black woman missing, that maybe they won't look for her as vigorously as they did this young lady. And that is a concern. Maybe not for some people. Some people don't, they don't view those things that way. I do. Okay, hold on. Restore apps, continue from where you left off. Yes. Go over here to YouTube. No, we done missed a whole lot of it. I'm not typing all that stuff in again. Look, I'm sorry, y'all. I am still trying to figure this thing out. History. There we go. Show me that. I'm not good with this Chromecast. I bought a little Chromecast so that I could put stuff on. I should have just went on ahead and bought me a MacBook Pro. I wouldn't be having these problems. You don't have these problems with a MacBook Pro. You don't have these problems. Bluetooth on. Network is strong. See, it says it's pulling it up. We're going to see what happens. I feel like the buzz or something. All right, and skip ad. Come on. Make it full screen. Do we got it now? All right. Turn up the volume. So now my volume ain't gonna want to work. This is terrible. Oh, come on. Well, I got the picture up. That don't help nobody. All right, here we go.
It's a lie to law enforcement during an investigation.
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussing as we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and the gentleman earlier said frustrating. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here. Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again, Carly Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carly as soon as we can. do an in-depth interview, and at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
All right, that's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So there we go. We got it together at the very end. We got it together at the very end. But yeah, it it looks like it's gonna be all bad. Looks like it's gonna be all bad. The stuff just don't, it just didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right. But it's one of those things. Yes. Yeah, it was like a licking remote. It's this daggone Chromecast. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have had this problem if I would have had a Mac. But yeah, the story just didn't seem right. The story just didn't seem right. It didn't sit right. Again, I missed part of the press conference, so it still doesn't seem like they've said she's guilty of anything. Doesn't seem like they said she's guilty of anything. But once you get yourself into a thing, how do you end that? Believe it or not, I think she made the best choice for ending it. Just come home. Just come home. She's okay, let me just go home. Because what you gonna do? Just stay gone? You're gonna stay gone? You're gonna bind yourself up somewhere to be found? And again, that is if she wasn't telling the truth. I guess there's still a chance that she was telling the truth. Jerica says, "What happened? What are we talking about?" There's a story, young lady, Carly Russell, who, last weekend, I believe it was. She was reported missing. She called 911, said she saw a baby on the side of the road, toddler, walking down the side of the road. She called 911. She hung up with 911, and I guess she called a relative. They called the police and said that basically she had been taken. They heard her scream, and she had been taken. They got there, and again, this is all just, I might have a detail or two wrong, or three. And when they got there, they found her wig. They found her cell phone. They found her purse, and it was all inside her car. She had an Apple Watch too, which somehow the Apple Watch ended up in the purse in the car. So they say she was taken. She was missing for like 48 hours. And then Sunday, she just showed up at home. She came home. They say she walked up and, knocked on the door and was like, "I'm home." And I guess they called the police and said, "She home." They took her to the hospital, to get her checked out. Police said they asked her questions. She told them a story. McConnell says, listen to what she told him. She ran through the damn woods till she came out to her residence. She escaped. They fed her. What did they feed her? I was too busy focusing on this daggone Chromecast. But she said it was a man and a woman, if I recall. They kidnapped her. Did she say they played with her feet? They did something weird. And they fed her cheese crackers. Yeah, they fed her cheese crackers. And I guess at some point she escaped. And ran through the woods and went home. She don't remember where she was. She can't really describe the people. Again, they played with her hair. Thank you. I knew they played with something. I wasn't sure if it was a feet or hair, whatever. Maybe that's why I did. It was like, "Oh, when we came up, your hair looked totally different." So that was a wig. "Oh, your hair isn't." But it could happen. Oh no, how many of y'all have not had a white person ask if they could touch your hair? Maybe they was white. Maybe they were white. And they really wanted to touch your hair. Did you say they played with her feet? I knew they played with something. They played with something. It was her hair. I couldn't. Again, I was distracted. I was distracted. So they was like, "Can we touch your hair?" And she was like, "No." They didn't bound her up because they didn't want to leave no marks on her wrist. That I do remember. They didn't want to leave no marks on her wrist. So they didn't, bind her with anything. So she was kind of on the honor system. She was kind of on the honor system. Like, you stay here. She was like, okay. She does not remember if she was sexual. That was what they said, right? According to her story, she doesn't remember if they did anything sexual to her. Right? Ain't that what they said that she said? See, I'm asking y'all this because, again, I was distracted, which is horrible, trying to listen to the story, but I was distracted. But she says she doesn't remember what they look like, and she doesn't remember if they did anything sexual to her, but she doesn't believe that they did. Right? Oh, Fame says he thought she said she definitely wasn't sexually violated. Okay, again, I'm asking because even though I was playing it, I was trying to figure this out, so I was distracted. So she definitely was not sexually violated. Janice says they just took pictures of her after they undressed her. They took pictures, and the man had orange hair with a bald spot in the middle. That she remembers. That would definitely sound like a white dude. You don't see a whole lot of black dudes with orange hair and a bald spot in the middle. So she was kidnapped by some white people. And that might explain why the girl was playing with her hair. That might explain why the girl was playing with her hair and why they fed her Cheez-Its. You know, white people and Cheez-Its. You know. She gave up something to get, what, $600 in her. What? She had $600. She had $600? I don't remember hearing about $600. Is that, Mary, is that an actual thing that they said? When she came home, she had $600? So they kidnapped her, held her for 2 days, took naked pictures of her, played with her hair, gave her some Cheez-Its, gave her $600, and then she went home. That's not funny. That's not funny. That sounds like a horrible, horrible ordeal. Can you imagine that happening to you? All because you try to stop and help a little toddler, which of course was a trick. Imagine that happening to you. Oh, really? Imagine that happening to you. You driving down 75. You see a toddler walking down the street. You call 911. You do the responsible thing. You do the responsible thing. You call 911. You follow the toddler for 600 yards. That I remember. Why wouldn't you pick up the toddler before 600 yards? But it don't matter why. You do the right thing. And then somebody snatch you up. You get, no, not bound, but you get snatched by an orange-haired dude with a bald spot and a woman. They take you to an undisclosed location. They play with your hair. They take your clothes off. Imagine how terrified you are. You thinking, I'm about to be raped. They take your clothes off. They take pictures of you. Then presumably they put your clothes back on. They feed you Cheez-Its. And then they, well, hold on. Okay, now I'm hearing they didn't give her money. She already had money. Okay, hold on. Because again, I was distracted. Let me get the money part right. She had $100 and something in her pocket when she was kidnapped. But when she came home, she had $600. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that am I understanding that right? So I hate that I'm at a disadvantage because of this daggone Chromebook. Sean says no. What? Explain it to me. This is horrible because I was right here with y'all, but again, I was distracted, and so I'm at a disadvantage. Did she have $100 and some odd with her when she was okay? She came with $125, so that's what she had on her when they took her. She had $125 on her when they took her. She had $125 in her left. Who carries money in their left sock? I mean, what grown person? Just, I don't know, but it could happen. It could happen. You never know. So, okay, she had $125 in her sock when they snatched her. When she came home, how much money did she have, if any? We do. We need to replay the press conference. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it on this Chromecast. Y'all, I'm working with a Chromecast. Okay? Y'all, forgive me. I went out. I bought a Chromecast just for y'all. I brought a Chromecast just for y'all so that I can show y'all stuff full screen when needed. And the Chromecast just acted up. It acted up. Oh, so she had 125. But this is not funny. This is not funny. This is a serious thing to happen. So apparently, what, she had $125 when she was taken, and when she came home, she had $106. Presumably, they had to take some of the money to buy the Cheez-Its. Oh my goodness, that can't be the way it happened. That can't be what was said. That can't be what was said. Hold on. Let me deal with this daggone Chromecast. And I should be able to back it up.
At 9:34 p.m.
Okay, wait a minute. Play it.
Beatty, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its.
Oh my goodness.
From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center.
Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba, that's spelled Keithczeskleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe,
I don't want to hear
of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement and action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carly. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now.
All right.
It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case.
What? Okay, that ain't me. That's YouTube.
Carly left work from a business at the summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carly concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Taziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carly communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Don't judge him. This technical stuff is difficult sometimes.
I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where I'm supposed to hurry? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keep an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, like Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. Right now? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt. It doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carly Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and you have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them. Officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carly called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carly's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carly's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carly's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carly. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carly Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carly, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carly walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carly had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carly and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carly's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "You have to pay for an Amber Alert," was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carly's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carly's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carly a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carly can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carly's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carly Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse stop?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brigadier WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Was she traveling with anyone? Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened to her?
You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carly's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
How much time do you think
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready. Ooh, how about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search.
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carly home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carly's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense and drones and all the rest of the search that might cost the city and state and federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, was there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people from the state, federal resources brought in? What were they doing exactly as you all were searching for? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us. No, we have not determined that. No.
Keith Mans, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carly's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours
Yeah.
that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes.
Do you feel confident, your investigators feel confident that you know why Carly Russell thing like that?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us? You mentioned that while in the release of Carly was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I mean, I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video from 459? And did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carly Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here. Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carly Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carly as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
all right, that's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So there you have it. There you have it. It is a weird story. It doesn't pass the smell test. But again, it could all be true. And what a traumatic experience that would have been. Again, you see a baby walking down the highway, you follow it for 600 yards. You was just minding your business with your bathrobe and your toilet paper, your granola bar and your Cheez-Its, and your food from Taziki's. You was getting ready to have a good afternoon sitting in your bathrobe, watching a sad movie. I'm sure that's what the toilet paper was for, to dab tears. She was going to be watching a sad movie, Taken maybe. And she knew she was going to be crying. You see a little kid, it just throws everything off. Throws everything off. So then you do that, you get out the car to help a little kid, and a man jump out the trees. He forces you over a fence. Imagine this is you. And you done lost your wig. It's in the grass, your phone in the grass. You ain't got your watch on. They put you in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. And you hear a woman in there talking to you. You see a dude, he got orange hair. At some point you escape. She escaped on foot, but then they caught her. So they blindfolded her. Because, you know, you can't escape if you can't see. They took her into a house. They forced her to get undressed. Imagine how traumatizing all this will be. Remember, you just wanted to go home, put on your bathrobe, watch Taken, and cry. Dab your tears with your toilet paper while you eat Cheez-Its and granola bar. That sounds like a good evening to me. That sounds like a good evening. But no, now you blindfolded. They take you somewhere. They make you get undressed. And you think, you hear picture sounds. It's not the best picture sound, but you know what I'm saying. Then they give you some cheese crackers. They ain't even your Cheez-Its, just some other cheese crackers. Whatever happened to the granola bars and the Cheez-Its, the bathrobe and the toilet paper? Probably in the woods somewhere. He did make her climb a fence. Ain't like she was going to take the Cheez-Its and granola bar and bathrobe and toilet paper over the fence. So they give her some generic cheese crackers. You know, the kind you get in there and they just say cheese crackers. Lance. Maybe some of them Lance cheese crackers. It's not the same as Cheez-Its. Then they put you in a vehicle. And then you escape the vehicle. And you run. And you run. And you run through the woods. And then next thing you know, you like, I'm home. I'm home. You go in the house and you like, you're traumatized. You are traumatized. Yeah, she might be got. She might, that's what the reason they telling you all of these people who helped in the search is because they are adding up charges that she gonna have to pay. And charges for her wasting these resources. Whoever that relative is, she done possibly got them in on something. Because I know she was probably thinking, well, I don't know anything. It's possible that she was thinking, look, if I don't call and say I'm missing, they can't charge me with inducing panic because I didn't say I was missing. Somebody else said I was missing, but I never said I was missing. So they can't charge me for that. And I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. So she might have been able to get away with that if it wasn't for those pesky kids. No. If it wasn't for her telling that story to the police. That story makes her a part of the problem. That story makes her part of the problem. Where does she work? Did she work at like a medical facility? Because I've been on a number of jobs and they never had bathrobes. I mean, I can always get some toilet paper from the bathroom, but she took a bathrobe. Did she work at a medical facility where, they might have bathrobes? I imagine, okay, she worked at a spa. Okay, Nikki says she worked at a spa. Because, I've worked a lot of jobs and they never had bathrobes. Never, not once. So that makes sense, a spa. But she's a good person. She drives a Mercedes, a red Mercedes. She's a good person. Bad people don't drive Mercedes. Ain't that the plural of Mercedes? She could have ate the snacks in the car and littered the wrappers. That's possible. She ate the Cheez-Its. Hold on. Stop it. Move. All right. Got a call coming in. Hold on a second, Fame. Hold on. Since this thing wasn't working, I had to make some manual adjustments. So now I have to adjust it back. Hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, Fame.
Yeah, it's Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. How you living?
I'm doing all right.
Hey, first off, I need to apologize to your granddaughter. When we're talking yesterday, I didn't even know she was in the room. And,
let me stop you. Let me stop you. You don't have to apologize. When I'm in here doing the show, the sound only comes out of my earpiece. So
okay.
No one sitting here can hear anything that happens unless I intentionally turn on the speaker. So she didn't hear anything. So you don't have to apologize.
Oh, okay. Good. That's wonderful. This woman, Carly Russell, she's egregious. She is totally out of her gosh darn mind, out here thinking that she probably didn't think this would become the story that it did. I thought she could probably get some stuff on the low by sliding it through, but the judge, whoever that guy was, the prosecutor or whatever, he basically just told everybody what it was about. She took a bathrobe and some toilet paper and had some searches on her Google searches, or that he don't want to put out there right now out of privacy. It's obviously sex stuff. Well, not obviously, but I would say 10 to 1 that's sex stuff, sexual stuff. This lady needs atonement. She needs to apologize to the whole nation, especially other Black women who've been involved in very real and very serious sex trafficking and crimes like this. She owes all them a double apology. And I hope she gets the max, whatever it is. If it's years, months, whatever, she deserves all of it. Because this was egregious and unnecessary, all because you wanted to cheat on your man. And it goes and it overlaps so many things in the black community. We say black women aren't protected. Nobody cares and nobody listens to their stories. Infidelity within the community, shacking up and all that kind of thing. Just not being truthful in relationships. Truthful and honest. It overlaps so many problems that are within the black community within itself. She should be like, I don't want to say burned at the stake, but she needs it. A couple, 3 years in the joint. I need some man time for her in the joint. But that's all I got for you today, bro. It's been real. I had fun, and we'll try it again some other day. You got me? Oh!
All right. That's Fame. I don't agree with some of the stuff that he said. Again, I'm with you, Janice. We don't know if her story is true. Her story doesn't sound true. But sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And how y'all gonna feel? How y'all gonna feel if they come to find out that her story was 100% true and she went through this terrible, traumatic experience? I was about to say experiment. If she went through this horrible, tragic experience for real, it don't sound reasonable, logical, plausible, but you never know. I've seen some little kids run. Now, I like to think if I rolled up and saw a toddler on the side of the road walking by themselves, I would get out and get the toddler. I wouldn't just follow them on the highway where they could walk into traffic. I would stop the car, put it in park, get out, grab the kid, put the kid in the car while I'm talking to 911. I'd like to think that's what I would do. And if she had done that, the man would have never been able to, jump out the woods and, get her. But we don't know. We don't know. Based on the story we just heard, and the chief didn't say it, but come on, you know the chief don't believe her story. The chief don't believe her story. It might be true. I don't believe it's true. So the baby was bait. I don't know, because they didn't say where she said anything about the baby in her story. I don't recall them. I was taking notes. She saw the baby walking. Man came out of the trees, forced her over the fence. I don't remember them saying the man grabbed the baby too. So maybe the baby's still walking. That's a walking ass baby. But we don't know. We don't know. I did hear people, well, what if it was a mental breakdown? They asked during the press conference when they would not call on me. They asked during the press conference, like, hey, does she have any sort of history of mental illness or anything like that? He said no. No. No history of mental illness. So, that don't mean it don't exist. It could be undiagnosed. Now, I'll go back to what I said. It sounds to me, because again, all of that stuff could be true. She intended on watching Taken in a bathrobe. She had toilet paper to, dab the tears away. and granola bars and Cheez-Its. That's what she was gonna eat. You never know. You know, some people eat popcorn when they watch movies. Some people eat granola bars and Cheez-Its and tzatziki. I don't actually know what that is, but it sounds like Asian food, and that might be racist. But that's what it sounds like. All of that could be true. Or she was getting some side D. That could be true too. And she came up with this whole story. She came up with this whole story because she wanted to cheat on her boyfriend. And I'm not going to lie, I ain't got nothing against this boyfriend. I've seen pictures of the boyfriend. And I don't use this term. But he looked like a simp. He looked like a straight sucker. He looked like the type of dude that believed whatever she say. Man, let Mrs. Livingston talk about I got abducted with a bathrobe and some toilet paper in it and tell me that story. I'm not going to be like, oh, she's so traumatized. I'm going to be like, nah. Where the fuck was you? You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck was you at for real? You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. Who were you with? Quinn.
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so what I heard in the conference, I don't know, I think maybe you missed it, but she said when she was in the van, tied up, she did hear a baby crying.
Oh, she did say that. That's right. She wasn't tied up, though, by the way. Just blindfolded.
Well, yeah, okay. So, but yeah, she said she did hear a baby crying.
And a woman.
And a woman, but she never saw the woman. But she did know that the woman gave her the cheeses. So I guess she didn't.
No,
or
cheese crackers.
The true value.
Cheese crackers.
Yeah, the true value. Okay. But, I don't know, man. It sounds far-fetched. But then again, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not about to pass judgment. I reserve judgment, man. I do.
Look.
I don't know all the picture. I don't know the whole picture.
And I'm with you, Quinn. I'm like, it sounds so far-fetched that who would make that story up? Like because it sounds so unrealistic. It almost don't sound like a story that a reasonable person would make up.
Right. I mean, like have you seen the clip of Tamar Braxton talking on whatever that is to talk or the View or whatever, and she telling them about the story about her? They said she looked like a Muppet.
I did see.
And all them people on there, and they try not to laugh. Like that's one of those. That's a comedy skit that nobody could have wrote. Like it was just so hilarious that it was like it was so perfect. Like you couldn't have made that up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I don't know how to.
It's funny because it's true. That's why.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That's
why
hilarious.
You try not to laugh.
I mean, if I was there, I think I would have had a stroke or something trying to hold back a laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have broke something trying not to laugh at that.
Yes.
But I don't know about her story, man. I don't get it.
If you her boyfriend.
Oh no, I ain't believe nothing. I ain't believe none of it.
Yeah.
I ain't having none of it.
I'm not gonna be telling the media like, oh, she just need. I'm disappearing at the very least, I'm disappearing from the media because I'm not gonna be that sucker that when it come out that she didn't tell the truth and she was just getting some side D. Now I'm sitting there looking like a damn fool.
No, I'm not. No, because that's you. Because also you would look like that husband that buried somebody and they're like, I helped look for him. Like that's the type of look that would be on your face. Like everybody be looking at you like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, really, you actually believe that? Like, yeah, nah, exactly. I wouldn't believe that. I'm not going there.
Yeah. All right, Quinn. Anything else?
Nah, that was it. I believe that was it. They got Trump out here talking crazy, but other than that, I'm good.
All right, Quinn. Hey, I appreciate your call.
All right.
Oh, I hung up. He was about to say something. Sorry, Quinn. But yeah, nah, I couldn't be her boyfriend. I wouldn't believe the story. I wouldn't break up with her. You can't break up with somebody, even if you believe they lying after such a tragic thing. I wouldn't be there to comfort her. I don't know exactly what I would do, but I wouldn't be talking to the media on her behalf, putting out social media posts on her behalf, or none of that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't be there to comfort her. I would be like, hey, look, we're going to take you to your mama house. And, you can sit and have a heart to heart with your mama. I wouldn't officially, McConnell, you can't officially break up with her, man. You can't. You cannot officially break up with her. You could just kind of cut off contact. And, I was trying to give you some space so you can work that out. And, make sure, your mom's there. And what's the other dude name? Who the family spokesman? He ain't Endure X. Quinn something X, Quanell X or whatever. I let them deal with you. But for me, I'm gonna give you your space. Call her.
Yeah, it's Jason. I was kind of on the fence about this chick, and I'm like, man, I don't want to say it didn't happen because it sounds crazy enough that it could have happened. And then it's so unbelievable, they just be like, nah, you lying. Right up until the point that police officer said, we got her on video for her whole day, right up until she got out that car on the highway or wherever she was at. I was like, oh, oops, busted. I hope she got some provable mental illness that allows her not to be prosecuted in jail. Did you miss when he said that?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me correct something though, real quick. Quanell X is not her spokesman. Quanell X is the spokesman for the woman in Dubai. So I got those confused. But go ahead.
Oh, that was I just like I was kind of like, man, I hope she's not lying, or I hope she there's some truth to her story. But like that police chief said, like he didn't just throw it out there and say like she lying, but he was like, we got her on video all the way up until she got out that car. And
yeah.
Them stories ain't lying. I feel bad for her. I said, I hope she got some provable mental condition that she don't have to go to jail. And her family don't have to.
Again, they asked the question, does she have any mental conditions that anybody knows about? And I'm sure that's something they looked into because he quickly said no.
That's medical records. They ain't just pulled that lady's medical records with no warrants in 3 days.
Why not?
Although they did act kind of Law and Order-ish on the speed that they got everything rolling.
Yeah, they got the FBI checking stuff out. I got a feeling that they know.
Boy, I'm just holding out hope that hopefully some therapist somewhere can just bust out like, nah, she crazy. They're going to prove. Because if not, she gonna have you. They said they had the Secret Service check her phone, and I was like, oh no, they called the Secret Service. I applaud them because she was a black lady, right? That was the black lady.
Who?
Like the lady who made up the story. She was black, right?
This lady that we're talking about now, yes, she's black.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't 2, 3 of them out there. So how folks in this country get. But I was rather impressed on the speed that they got moving. But at the end of the day, I hope she has a provable mental illness and doesn't have to go to jail and be robbed for a lot of her coins. Or you call the Secret Service.
Or maybe her story eventually checks out and they come and do a follow-up like everything checked out. We found the orange-haired man and his accomplice and that little baby, and the little baby is safe. It's a really strong, fast baby, and the baby is safe.
You know what? Before you replayed that video, and he said we got her whole day on camera, and we could track her right up until the point she got out that car. I would have went for that. But when he said that, I was like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send my positive energy out to her having some type of mental illness that she don't have to go to jail for a while, because I'm sure somebody want to recoup some money off of this search. When he started naming off all the people that was helping surrounding counties, FBI, Secret Service, we called a helicopter, the dog. And my question on the dog is, how did she shake the dog? Like, once some boys get to set in the general area, somebody had to help her. There's no way that dog got in the same area as her, and she just shook.
They put her in
and came home in the same clothes.
They put her in a trailer of an 18-wheeler and drove away.
I wish her all the best, or however you say that. I hope it works out in her favor.
If you,
I don't know.
Jason, if you the boyfriend, what are you doing right now? What are you thinking right now?
She's single.
That's terrible.
Like, that's just like, hey, no, but you gotta, if you the boyfriend, you know her, so you already know the story. Is he the only person? Him and her parents and her family are the only people that can confirm or deny this to me, to where I'm gonna believe it. Not the boyfriend. If the mama and daddy come out and say, like, yeah, she was always a little slow, when she, a little touch when she grew up. We didn't know it was gonna go this far. Then I'd be like, all right. The boyfriend? Nah, you just trying to, because if it was me, I ain't going. So they just took you and fed you cheeses and rubbed your head and took naked pictures of you. I need some time, and then I just don't mess with her no more, because she's probably going to jail, because I know she's lying.
All right, Jason.
So yeah, it's gonna be a no for me. It's gonna be a no.
All right, Jason. I appreciate your call. If I'm the boyfriend, I'm not breaking up with her. I'm creating some distance, but I'm not breaking up. It's not happening. I'm supporting my baby. I'm supporting her. Jerica says, with regard to, like, maybe her story not working out, the family does too, and that's why they aren't giving them access to her anymore. I guess they can't force her to talk to them. That at this point, they can't force her to talk to them. So yeah, the family, like, this don't look good. Just shut up. You ain't gotta meet with them. You ain't gotta nothing. Just let it go, and hopefully it just all blow over. Janice says, I would have to support her, but I would certainly be saying some things to her behind the scenes. See white families and their communities. You see white families and their communities supporting their families under the most heinous circumstances. We don't seem to be as supportive, even under more minor situations. That's worth some discussion. I think here's the difference. I think we support people, except for when it really seemed like when common sense kick in. Like, people was really behind Jussie Smollett. However, people were really behind him for a few minutes. And then people was like, it's something about it just don't seem right. But people would have been out there rallying for him. I think what really killed it for him was that little baby noose. You know what I'm saying? The little baby noose that he had, and he still had it on to show to the police. Like, look, this is the noose that they use. It looked like somebody had a shoestring noose. People supported him, I think, until they saw the baby noose. It's like, bro, ain't nobody tried to lynch you with that little baby noose. You lying. So if we believe you, or if your story sound plausible, the Black community is very supportive. Very supportive. But when we look at it and we like, that's some bullshit. No, we don't. I'm sure her family still supports her as a human. But as a community, we understand that we don't have a whole lot of capital in that way. So we don't want to spend our capital on what we fully believe to be a lie. We don't want to spend all our capital if we believe the story to be a lie. When I first saw the R. Kelly tape, what R. Kelly got to do with this? Hold on. When I first saw the R. Kelly tape, it was too fuzzy, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's R. Kelly. I believe it's possible, but I'm not sure, so I still support R. Kelly. And then once you realize, like, no, R. Kelly be out there doing it to little girls. You're like, I don't support R. Kelly no more. Some people still rolling hard for R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. We support people, celebrities and otherwise, in the community, unless we like, that's some bullshit. Then we don't support that. Because we just don't have that kind of, we can't afford to keep supporting bullshit, because we know then everything there'd be like, remember the last 4 times was some bullshit? This one probably some bullshit too. We can't afford that. We can't afford that. So I don't know that I agree with you, Janice. I don't know that I agree with you. We're very supportive when we believe you. When we believe you. But again, the story is still, the full story is still unknown. I think most people listening to the story is like, it don't sound right. That just don't sound right. How did she escape the 18-wheeler? Why did she add in the escape portion of the story? But y'all, I gotta get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all patience with my technical difficulties, but I think I redeemed myself. I feel like I redeemed myself. I feel like going back, pulling it up and watching it and listening to it redeemed me. You might not feel the same way. I do. And all of that on a Chromebook, not even a Mac. Come on. I get some credit for that. I got to get some credit for that. I appreciate y'all patience. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I intend on being here tomorrow. I appreciate it. Yeah, Valerie. Well, see, she was blindfolded. She couldn't really, when they forced her to get undressed, and if she put the panties on backwards, she can't be blamed for that. She was blindfolded. We all know blind people, from time to time, I'm sure they put their drawers on backwards. So I don't know that you can blame her for that. Oh boy. All right. Let me get out of here, because y'all going to get me acting silly when it's a very serious situation. If that woman was abducted and went through that horrible ordeal, it's a very serious situation. It is. So I appreciate y'all. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I plan on seeing y'all tomorrow. So until next time, I hope something amazing happens, something life-changing in a good way before the end of today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.